Welcome back, guys, to Final Fantasy XVI. Well, last episode, after finding and dispatching the Flan Prince while testing out our new Titan abilities, we returned to the Hideaway to talk to Otto, only to be interrupted by Mid, Cid's daughter, who wanted to put her studies to work for the cause and enlisted Clive to gather supplies to put a workspace together. This set us out in search of a carpenter to build what she needed, as we cleared out the monsters inhabiting Bernard's abandoned hometown to recruit him, returning to the Hideaway to check on Jill at the infirmary before helping to procure some medical supplies for brand removal in Do No Harm, as we now continue on.
Do you have a moment, Cid? A team of Cursebreakers has gone missing near Northreach.
Which team?
Coles. They were sent to liberate a carriage of bearers before they could be smuggled to market. They were moving in for their assault when the carriage was attacked by goblins. A Cursebreaker managed to release a Stolas amid the confusion, but this was days ago. They should be back by now, but I've heard nothing from any of them. I can't help but worry that...
They know the work is dangerous, but I'm sure they're fine.
But what if I've got them all killed? Before they go out, I always remind them why we're doing this, what they escaped, and what we're freeing people from. But I never really thought how my words might affect them. What risks they might take because of the things I've said.
I'll go and find them. We'll both rest easier knowing they're safe.
Thank you, Cid. And I'm sorry to trouble you with this. The plan was to intercept the slaver somewhere in the Dragon's Eyrie. I can't tell you much more than that, I'm afraid.
That should be enough to go on. If they were there, Torgal will track them down.
So here's an interesting thought I've just had about the brand. Helped along by the fact that this lady's, scar is bigger than, say, Clive's, along with her hairstyle is not remotely blocking it. There is now the thought, now that we know that the poison element of it, where it would be common knowledge that there is no way to remove it. It would lead to people's death. That maybe that's why when people see people with these scars on their face, they don't instantly go, that's the brand's being removed. They go, that's impossible. So the common knowledge would be, or the common thought would be, that it's just not, you can't get rid of it. So the people that have got rid of it, they're just scarred or something. So maybe that's how we walk around with like that and not get called out for it as a bearer. Maybe that's why it's worth doing.
Slavers don't even bother.
Okay, we're going that way.
Northreach now all the high points.
Through Clairview just a little bit. Cannot remove without being dead. Knowledge that may just about provide to trick people. It's a foolhardy procedure by the look of it to remove it after all.
Cole, I'm glad you're in one piece.
Just about. Cid, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing here?
Doris sent me to find you. She hasn't heard anything since the attack. She's been worried about you.
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach. The Hideaway should have learned of our survival yesterday.
Well, I'm here now. And it looks like you freed the bearers.
Only some. The rest locked themselves in the slaver's carriage rather than fleeing when they had the chance. I want to help them, Cid. But we're barely in any state to protect those few we did save.
You made the right decision. Now where's the carriage?
The goblins may still be out there.
You have duties to attend to here. See to the injured. I'll handle the rest.
All right. Just follow the path to the south. You'll come across the carriage soon enough. And please, hurry. If the beastmen get to those bearers, the poor souls will be eaten alive.
I won't let that happen.
Thank you. And Cid, it's good to see you.
Don't thank me just yet.
Bit of a question as why the...
Get me back on my feet. I'll tear those bastards' heads off.
Stay still, you damned fool. Unless you want to bleed to death.
He's got the spirit. Why did the message not reach then if he's been sent to the Dame? Is that something to be concerned about?
They're trying to get into the carriage.
You need to get rid of all the spellcasters first. Oh, you managed to hit me. You just got the spell off just as I reached you.
Nice try.
What? That missed me by like a million years. Come on, hit me. Okay, not actually hit me.
I'm hurt, Torgal.
I lied. I take it back. Don't hit me anymore. Oh, I did not hold it on long enough. Well, it's because I'm just pressing it to try and get that kind of block. Ah, why am I failing? Get me some health back. Not much though when you look at it. I went too early. Oh, I was trying to like get in on that one, but I just didn't press the button in time. Counter build! Counter! Counter! Yeah, I could just do with putting some more of Ramo's abilities on other icons at this point.
Who are you? A friend. Are there any more survivors? Why didn't you flee with the others? If the goblins had made it through that door, you wouldn't have stood a chance.
Why should we run? One miserable death's no worse than another.
Perhaps. But we're here to give you another choice. Freedom, safety, the life you've been denied. Come with us. Let us protect you.
Sid, I couldn't just let you... You weren't too late then. Thank the gods.
This man risked his life to save yours. To give you a second chance.
Fine. Do with us what you will.
What we'll do with you is take you to safety. After that, it's up to you. Your lives are your own now.
You can leave the rest to us, Sid. We'll get everyone back to the hideaway.
Thank you. I'll let Doris know we're expecting new arrivals.
Well, the bearers are rescued. And we've got information about Hippocrates. Interestingly, Holy Empire Sanbreque information could be kind of good now. Because we did break their Mothercrystal a little while ago. After suffering the ignominy of losing Drake's head to an audacious assault by the outlaw Sid in 873, the Empire set its sights on the Mothercrystal of its nearest neighbour, the Crystalline Dominion. Of course, we know that. Sanbreque's legions duly stormed the historically neutral territory and installed the Imperial capital at Twinside. This brazen act of conquest sent shockwaves across Valisthea and heightened the already considerable tension between the Empire and the Dalmekian Republic, so most of this is just telling us what we know. Hideway's resident historian is Harpocrates to Hyperboreus. After Sid's death and the destruction of his home, he joined Clive the New Hideaway, establishing a grand library within the walls of the fallen ruin from whence he continues to share his knowledge with any who will listen. He's about to share some good knowledge. He has taken the orphan twins Tet and Crow as his apprentices, though they have yet to prove the most attentive audience. I like how Torgal's just now in that state. That's what the lore says to us. I'll pick that up in case it's a potion. And then we will fast roll back. Ah, 2 kill! Totally worth. Loved every second of it. 2 whole gil for me.
The little uns have been up to their old tricks again.
You moved on, did ya?
Sid, welcome back. A Stolas from the Dame arrived not long after you left. If I'd just waited a little longer, I might have been able to deal with things myself. Or maybe I wouldn't. I keep making the wrong decisions.
Cole and the others got home safely. You made exactly the right decision.
No, I was lucky. I've been tracking that slaver for months, and then I sent Cole and you after them woefully unprepared. What kind of leader sends people into danger without considering all the risks? I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be wary, to pull back at the first sign of trouble.
We swore the same oath as you, Doris.
It's good to see you safe and well, Cole. I'm sorry.
With all due respect, we Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you commanded of us. We risk them because we believe in our cause. No one with doubts ever joins our ranks. The agony of removing the brand more than sees to that.
We all know how much bravery that takes.
Cole, I never doubted your courage. Only my ability to see it put to good use. Thank you for your faith in me. I'm not sure I deserve it. I sometimes wonder if I might prefer to risk death alongside the others than ask it of them. But I'm a Cursebreaker. I swore an oath too. I have a role to play, and I must trust that I'm the right one to play it.
You will. In time.
I was kind of wondering why you didn't go with then, when you were talking in the first place. Right, we're 30 rep points away. The Breath of Fire, Rising Flames. Rising Flames cooldown time down by 2 seconds, if we put that on. I do not have enough accessory slots or icon slots. What's going on? Okay then.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
I know there shouldn't be anything here because there wasn't before.
Think you can help?
But this is how we find out for definite. Yes, our slime was taken down. A rank slime. A rank dead. Okay. It's time to find out what's going on with Torgal, or in the history books, if anything like it has happened before.
Jill looked white as a sheet.
Hard to kind of tell if we'll find out exactly what's going down. You said something about mid, by the way?
What can I do for you?
Is irrepressible the word? That girl doesn't let anything get her down, that's for certain.
Quite the opposite.
In fact, she's got a way of making every bugger else get up and dance to a tune.
Like father, like daughter.
Eh? I'd say it ran in the blood if I didn't know better. Can't wait to see what kind of queer contraption she comes up with next, so long as she doesn't try and rope me into building it for her.
Watch yourself out there.
Will do. So, what's going on?
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Torms?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other?
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened, just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own, his latent birthright as a frostwolf, it had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal!
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shan't be a moment.
Brilliant.
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot, starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them. Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
In it. Don't brush over the nuts. Anyway, nice place you've got here. With your slab and your pot and stuff. You have to tell me more about it, really.
We have everything we need to begin work in earnest.
And work in earnest we shall.
Did they name this place Ernest? Yeah, Torgal's getting his glow up. Powers his own. I called it with Fenrir then, weirdly. Okay. Of course, you know names from series, etc. But it makes sense to have Shiva be the companion and all. Maybe we can get a fire one in the future. I don't know. Fire cat, yes!
Thanks for before, son. That was a good deed you did me. Only right I do you one in return. Though I did wonder if I'd bit off more than I could chew when Mid showed me her plans for the place. If she hadn't been there to tell me what to do, I wouldn't have known where to start.
Thanks for letting me do this, Clive. I'll pay you back, I promise.
I do wonder what you're going to be doing in the future, that's for certain. Frostwolf now. A rare breed of wolf from the frozen northern territories that is said to be able to conjure magics. No one wondered why Torgal had the ability to heal before, after all. An ancient fable from the region prominently features a frostwolf by the name of Fenrir, who was companion to the Queen of the Snows, most likely an allusion to the dominant of Shiva, and defended her not with tooth and claw, but with bolts of ice. Cool transformation, though. Cool transformation. So it was a man of Relud.
I wish Miss Midador would let us help her with her dungeoneering. I wonder what she's going to dungeoneer next.
Let's go and ask her.
Dungeoneering, you say? Like those places that I've walked up to, those... Maybe Mid's the way I get in.
I think I'll wait till Mid's away to take a tour of her dungeon. Don't want to get roped into her experiments.
They're interested in what Mid's doing, but they don't want to go near her just in case. Truly a force of nature.
How goes the hunt for Kupka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
What? Here?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
For your trouble. It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron?
Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens, for your favourite uncle is here!
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmecs empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmecs will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmex to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
Maybe there's someone else we can sway to our side. They seem very reasonable. There's Dion. Okay. Where are you? You're still entering the hideaway at this point, are you, Uncle Byron? Well, nice to see you. You're very pleasant. Did you bring your own beer or something? Just expecting us to have enough drink for a party. Passing out coin. It's not like Obulus doesn't want it, but still.
Well, fuck me. Never thought I'd see the dear Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses came to tea.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dhalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly, her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes. It seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
We're going on a trip with our uncle. Family road trip bonding time.
Mid's finished outfitting her little workshop, I hear. With a little help from Sid, of course.
Of course. Our new leader's no better at resisting her wheedling than the old one was.
It's an adoption, I'll call it. I don't know. Okay, nothing on the board. Here, nothing on the board.
List, do you? Quick look.
There.
Think you can help?
Otto. Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
We're leaving Jill too?
What's wrong, Gav?
It's this gold your uncle gave us. Are you sure it's all right for us to take it?
My uncle isn't easily refused. Especially where dispersing his wealth is concerned.
But 2,000 talents? I don't even know how much that is in Gil.
It's the price of a quayside mansion in the Crystalline Dominion. He sold one to fund our endeavor. He was hoping to part with it anyway, what with war brewing in the region. And, luckily for him, a Sanbreque noble was willing to pay over the odds for a foothold in the Holy Emperor's neighborhood.
But still, 2,000 talents? I mean, is it normal for nobles to give away that kind of money?
It's normal for my uncle.
Fuck me. Oh, the other half live here?
Well, now that we've got a few gil to rub together, do you think it'd be all right if I splashed out on a few bottles of Lost Wing's finest?
Here, leave some for the rest of us, Otto. If he's filling his cellar, I'm filling our larder, starting with a barrel of the best salt-cured northern salmon.
I'll leave you to decide how best to use it. Just don't spend all at once, all right?
It's definitely worry in his eyes then.
I heard they called Rosina the Desert Hare on account of how little escapes her ears. That and her habit of bolting at the first sign of danger. But if she knew Sid was looking for her, she might just be tempted back out of her burrow.
So I was expecting the bolting capabilities to be the more important of the lot, actually.
Jill's staying here, and that's that.
It's fine.
I should have never let her go with you to Rosalith. I'm fine, Clive, really. I just need some rest.
That's fine. What are we having? A treatment diary. Today, Clive visited the infirmary to have me dress a laceration on his left forearm. I cleaned and stitched the wound and instructed him to rest the arm so that it could heal, but not an hour later he was leaving on another mission. This will be the 100th time he's disobeyed my instructions. Next time he comes to me for treatment, I'm tying him to the bed. I feel like it's kind of natural to set aside your own health. We're running past Byron for the moment. Versus worrying about someone else's health, though.
Blue blood?
Sid's going to find Cook.
That don't make a fuss about me kind of attitude, if you know what I mean. I do know there was something to read. Homecoming. I apologize for what happened at Rosalith. I fear what might have been had not you, Gavin Torgal, fought so fiercely. Once again, you were there when I needed you most, and for that I shall forever be grateful. Hey, tell Torgal this. Seeing the city I had once come to know as my home reduced to flame and rebel has left me with much sadness in my heart. The time for looking back is beyond us. We must focus on the here and now. Our memories will be waiting for us when this is all through. Big question marks on Jill's future health, though. Big question marks. My eyes! Just remove that dot, which is really not needed to be removed, you know what I mean? Don't know how many Shivas there are in you once you've, once the curse is progressing and all.
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
I like your style, sir. Onwards. Into new areas of the map entirely. Alright then, well I don't think there'll be new quests. Well, to tell a lie. Literally as soon as we leave, a new hunt appears on the board. It's not quite as simple as moving on now, is it?
The little ones have been up to their old tricks again.
You might try to, but the game just keeps dragging you back. Be like C or B ranks, maybe. Bloop, 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 choo, choo. What do we got? The Velcroy Desert in Dhalmekia. So this is one I could have bumped into naturally anyway. B, a hill to die on. This is in our path. Among Republican merchants, reports abound of caravans being crushed by a black boulder, a creature indeterminate in nature, but quite decided in size, strength, and spite. He or she who took it upon themselves to seek out and slay this black mass would earn the eternal gratitude not only of the desert traders, but of the Cursebreakers who risk life and limb with every trip through the Velcroy. What is that then? The black mass. Doesn't even give us a picture to figure it out. So we're off to the Velcroy Desert next. A vast arid sea of sand and stone that has been slowly consuming western Dhalmekia since time immemorial.
I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Uncle Party Member, Riddle of the Sands. I mean, he is quite built. He looks ready for a fight. He looks up for it. Alright, let's read about the Dhalmekian Republic before we move on, shall we? A nation formed from a federation of 5 smaller states. It is located in the southern half of the continent of Storm and has its capital at Randalar. Also home to the Mothercrystal known as Drake's Fang, inside which stands Castle Dazbog, home of Hugo Kupka, dominant of Titan. Kupka, obsessed with finding Sid and exacting his revenge for the murder of Benedicta Harmon, co-opted the soldiers of the realm and had them commit a series of atrocities in an attempt to flush him out of hiding. Yes, that didn't go very well, did it? No. Let's get exploring. We never know when we might bump into something horrendous that's trying to eat my soul. Stick to the upper part first. And then, I don't know if that's a way forward. We may as well, like, go up to there and then come down. I don't know.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands.
It's so light now. Titan has a fair bit of knockback at the end of his abilities. Anything else? You not dealt with it, Torgal? Uncle Byron did. Okay, there's actually stuff to map up here. Be funny if we bumped right into the notorious Martelsons area straight away. Hey, well done, Hound.
You're finished.
Byron's taking all the winning credit. Let me sneak through. I must find secret treasures hidden behind places. This is how games like this work. Let me find the hidden stuff. Can't get into any of the structures. Uncle Byron's just like, why is he just faffing around here for? Can't open doors after all. There's a treasure chest. There's a mithril belt. Don't we already own one of them, though? I mean, is it better or worse than a Drake Slayer's belt? Worse. We own mithril wristlets. We never owned a mithril belt. But now we do. There is gear if one will come look for it.